Hey, Bikeaholics, do you have your grip on?
You know, the biker gripper.
Simply the best motorcycle cell phone, GPS, radar detector, and EFI tuner mount on the market.
Oh, it grips so tight.
That's right, 18 pounds grip strength to be exact.
So sleek and strong.
That's right, fits American or metric motorcycles and comes in black or chrome.
So what are you waiting for? Get your grip on.
You can get the Biker Gripper exclusively in the Law Abiding Biker store. Head over to www.lawabidingbiker.com/store and get your grip on. Here's just a little ditty that I think everybody will enjoy.
The Sturgis Tango, the Sturgis Tango. Let's all get drunk and do the Sturgis Tango, the Sturgis Tango. My bike went bango, too drunk to rock, but never too drunk to tango. Hello policeman, what's this here? I swear to God that's not my beer. I did not do that big burnout. My tire's on fire, let's put it out. My girlfriend did not show her tits. Her new bikini does not fit. I'll go buy her a new moo-moo as soon as you and I are through doing the tango, the Sturgis Tango. I walk the line and do the Sturgis Tango. Hello young lady, what's your name and would you like to play a game? It's called Show Us Your Goddamn Tits. Your shirt comes off, that's pretty much it. Hey, don't get mad, don't go away. How can we win if you won't play? We are all good Americans. Now raise the flag and show some skin and do the tango.
Chewy, are you doing the tango?
Tango.
I am doing the tango right now.
We should be doing the tango, dude. It's getting close. It's getting close.
Real close.
While you're doing the Sturgis Tango, I'll be doing the Yakima Fandango.
Oh, Lurchy, we're going to miss you.
It sucks. Have fun, boys. Who's going to be conscious of this group?
Who?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. Good question.
Boy.
Probably me.
There you go. That was a little ditty we wanted to play for you guys. Welcome back. We're doing it different style this time, a little unplugged. This is the Law Abiding Biker Podcast. Ryan Erlacher here, your host, and also your
high-tech redneck.
That's right. You should be riding. If you're not, you should be thinking about riding. If you're not thinking about riding, well, that's what we're here to help with. That opening song, guys, was credit to, it's called the Sturgis Tango, and it's by Steve Werner. And I will have an iTunes link in the show notes to give appropriate credit. lawabidingbiker.com/ and the episode number, of course, in the house. Lurchy. What's up, buddy?
You ready?
Boy. And of course, Chewy. Good to have you back in the studio, buddy.
Thanks.
What's new? Anything besides we're roasting up here?
It's hot up here.
It's
kind of
hotter
warm.
than two rats humping in a wool sock up here.
Yeah, no doubt, dude.
Hotter than a billy goat in a pepper patch.
Yeah, that one came across the other day. Welcome, live audience, of course. Before we got started there, if you want to hit the live experience, lawabidingbiker.com/live, and you can chat with us live. We've got quite a few people in the chat room, and let's name a few here. We've got John Patton, of course. He is a patron, and if I screw anything up, guys, of course, there's our Martinez, same, letting us know we're loud and clear. We got Gabe Dimig, if I said that right, and Jake Church, Big Daddy Kane, of course, he's been on the podcast. Jake Church has been on here. Yeah, just scrolling here. Dave Little, thanks for being in there. All right, guys, with that said, we've got quite a show in store for you. We're going to talk about, well, we've got some business to go over about Sturgis. That's why I opened with that particular song, and some Sturgis announcements, and then we're going to get down to Lurch's main topic. It will be Lurch's new 2015 Harley-Davidson Road Glide. Mm-hmm. And there's always been some questions in the chat room today.
Yeehaw.
Who was that from? Was that from that said, Did we bust your balls about going with a road glide instead of a street glide? Who was that?
Yeah, that was David Little.
And David Little, what a great freaking question, because we're going to cover that, because I was already going to cover it. If you've listened to us in the past, we've kind of busted Cuz's balls as being the only one with the Road Glide, but there's some specific reasons Lurch went with the Road Glide this time, because prior to that he had the Street Glide. So Sturgis, you guys rode over here. Was it just like riding enough?
It was hot,
dude. We rode to Wenatchee yesterday.
Oh,
I saw that.
And yeah, just
miserable,
freaking hot. You know, there's just, I got back.
Yeah.
I was just like, all the life was just sucked out of me, dude, because it was 107 up there. And
I'm going to order a cooling vest. I just haven't got around to it.
yeah, the hyper cool.
Yeah, I want to do that too.
Evaporating water things.
I need to do that before Sturgis. Definitely.
That'll make it a lot more comfortable riding that long.
Yeah, and then like, when moisture wicking, I was thinking, I have my Under Armour shirts for work. Mm-hmm. And if you just wore an Under Armour shirt with, is that what you're wearing right there?
It's not Under Armour, but it's the same material. And when we took our trip down to California and we're riding through the middle of the hot California open north, I don't even remember exactly where we were. Susanville. We're around Susanville. So damn hot. I took a bottle of water and poured it over the shirt, and then just riding through the air helped keep me cool. But that vest would have been a lot nicer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are. And we've talked about those in the past. There's different brands, but Hypercool, you put it in a bag of water and ice.
Yeah, I
Some
might
of the
have
guys
to reach
put
out and
ice.
see if we can get a few different brands and see if we can get a test going on.
Definitely.
A couple guys have them.
Yeah, they do.
Guys have them.
Jeff has one up north, and Popeye bought one. And I think
LD's got one too.
I need to before Sturgis for sure.
It'll make life a lot better.
Which is coming up, and there are different brands of those.
Mm-hmm.
And we've sent some emails out. Some guys were asking us, and we have some. You can get them on Amazon if you guys want to get on Amazon. You want to help us out, of course, as usual. Make sure you bookmark it. Just go to lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon. Anything you buy on Amazon.
Batteries for your adult toys, anything.
Absolutely. We do get a small kickback.
Stop that.
For that stuff. Anything.
Oh, anything.
But yeah, no additional cost to you. That's right. We do get a small kickback for any purchase you made. Just lawabidingbiker.com/Amazon and then bookmark it like Help Lab or Lab Amazon or whatever. And every time you click through, if you do end up purchasing something, it helps us. All right. So Sturgis right around the corner.
Getting close.
And we're all going. Unfortunately, Lurchy can't go this year. But we'll do it again.
I made the smart decision to take my first vacation pick to have my wife's 40th birthday off because we went down to Napa for her birthday. So I took one for the team. Unfortunately, it just happened to be the same year as the 75th anniversary of Sturgis, and the same year everybody's going to Sturgis, and I'm screwed.
I know. We will miss you, dude, for reals.
Somewhere around there, Cuz and I are going to jump on our bikes and ride up to Chelan. We've got our timeshare up there. And,
oh, yeah. Good idea.
Yeah, up in Chelan. So we're going to head up there for the weekend, at least get away for a few days.
Good.
Won't be as cool as going to Sturgis with you guys, but it'll be nice.
Yeah.
Little brother trip.
That's a fun ride, too. Mm-hmm. We've had some fun up there. So Sturgis right around the corner. I want to make a couple announcements, guys, and that is Sturgis meetup. This is last call. And private...
Last call.
Attention. All right. But it is last call, guys, for the private patron meet up. Oh, there, I have a list. Okay, so the private patron meetup, Monday, August 3rd, 18:30 hours at a private residence to be announced in Rapid City, South Dakota. The only way you can attend that is if you are a patron, and you will have to have signed up as a patron by July 15th, just because we have to have a head count. We can't do last minute stuff. So you'll have to be signed up as a patron before July 15th. And I put this out before. And in fact, by the time this episode airs, it may be past that, but that's okay. Patrons, we should do it later than that. Let's do just to make sure, Lurch. When do you think this will go out?
It can go out whenever you want. Let me think about this here.
Yeah, about 10 days. It's the 6th.
16th.
About the 16th. So let's do the 20th.
Okay.
So you got to sign up as a patron by the 20th, and that way that we can get you, a head count and all that. And it's a private dinner and social event. You must have signed up, of course, before. I actually put here, that doesn't work because I put July 1st, but that doesn't work. So I'll send an email to each patron that has contacted me to get on that list. You have to contact me direct. And I think everybody that's going is going. This is just a last little, announcement in case anybody didn't hear, but I will send you all shortly before the event, all you patrons that signed up, and I will go through a list here momentarily of those patrons that signed up. And I will send you the exact address. I've got all your phone numbers. That's a requirement. So Ryan at lawabidingbiker.com, subject line, patron attendance if you want, if you aren't on this list. And we can get you to that event and get you the exact address to meet that particular day, Monday, August 3rd, 1830 hours. That's 6:30 p.m. All right, in Rapid City, South Dakota. And of course, if you want to become a patron, lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon, where you can pledge a certain amount per piece of content. That's right, for less than the price of a coffee per month. You too can do what, Lurch?
Put a little fuel in the law-abiding biker gas tank and keep that motor running on down the road.
Straight, you heard it from Lurch, and we really appreciate the patrons, and that's why we do this private dinner and everything. That's how much we appreciate the patrons, guys. There's only one way to become that, and literally less than the price of a coffee per month you can get on board. All right, and so I'll go through a list of patrons that are currently signed up. This is who's on the list. James Demetrius, John Patton, John Stevens, Rusty Roberts, Mike Petrie, Chris Lezak, and John Lister. Is it Leister? I got to ask him.
Probably Leister.
Leister, and he's traveling down with John Patton. I've been in contact with those names and those names only, and those are the only people. I have their phone numbers. I have their email addresses. I will be sending it out to them. If you're not on that list and you intend to be there, you need, by the 20th of July, you have to get a hold of me, because after that, it's Dundee.
Hey, I got a question here.
You go ahead.
Yes, sir.
Where are all the females at on that list? I don't see any.
Oh, yeah.
That's some BS.
I don't know. We do. I know, dude. We do have some female patrons. And Chewy's going to be there. So if you want to, any of you patrons, if you want to wear something skimpy for Chewy, Speedo, if you want to wear your biker Speedo, Harley-Davidson right across the ass cheeks, just Harley-Davidson. Chewy will be wearing his. He wears a little half shirt. And his belly shows, and he's got a little Speedo with Harley-Davidson across the ass crack.
A tough guy half shirt, too.
Got my little belly button ring going.
Yeah, dude.
Sun's out, guns out.
It's hotter than crap.
Sun's out, guns out.
Hey, I've got a mandate for that meeting, because my birthday is the day before August 2nd. You all need to raise a toast and have a drink for me, since I won't be there. Mandate.
And we'll have to send you a picture, too.
Better.
Yeah, we will be. We'll be posting on Facebook, and we will send you a picture. We're going to do some pictures. I want to get a picture after. I can't wait to meet all these patrons. I know them all.
It's going to be a good time.
You know?
Kind of feel like it.
I feel there. And now I'll get to meet a lot of them face to face.
That's going to be cool. Yeah, it was really neat to meet up with Greg down in California. Be nice to meet with several of these guys.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
So Chewy we'll all be there.
I wish there was more.
We'll all be there except Lurch for the meetup and Big Daddy. Big Daddy won't be there. But other than that, the whole lab crew will be there, guys. And that's just the way it worked out. All right, so real quick, and then we'll move on. The open meetup, that's for general listenership or viewership on our YouTube channel. It's just a general meetup. It is not private. It's not at a private residence. It is Tuesday, the next day, and some of our patrons will be riding in that too. Of course, they're welcome for free. And the general open meetup, Tuesday, August 4th, at a location to be announced in Rapid City, South Dakota. 8:30, we will meet and greet at a location, like I say, in Rapid City, South Dakota. We will leave at 9:30 a.m. sharp. Kick stands up. It's a 90-mile custom plan ride by LD. It's outside of Sturgis and around. It encompasses Crazy Horse Deadwood and ends in Sturgis, where we will part our ways. It's a 4 to 5 hour ride with stops. It's about 3 hours saddle time. There's going to be some giveaway prizes and some cool stuff like that. And of course, just the chance for us to meet you in person. That requires a $25 ticket purchase to attend. And that is at lawabidingbiker.com/Sturgis. You can go there. All the information's there. You can buy a ticket and we will mail. Once you purchase, you're automatically on an email list, and I will send an email very shortly. So make sure you have your smartphone so you can check email. Just days before the actual meet, I will send. Obviously, if we don't, the reason I'm waiting till the end, I don't want people showing up that aren't supposed to be there or unwanted people. So only ticket purchasers will get an email a couple days before. Of course, at the time, the city it's going to be in. It's just a matter of the exact place that I'm going to send you. I will send you an email and tell you exactly where in Rapid City you can meet. So make sure you check your emails and your phones and all that kind of stuff. So any questions about that?
That'd be fun if everybody could come out, meet us.
Yeah, there
It'd
are
be a good time.
There are people that have signed up. I need to check how many. It's limited to 25. And I'm not sure that we'll even get that many, which is fine. I just wanted to extend that, invitation, but just in case it did get crazy, the reason is not everybody goes to Sturgis, and a lot of people are in Sturgis. They want to go, but they can't because they have mapped their rides different, so I didn't expect, to fill that 25, but just in case I put the cap on it because we want to keep it safe. We want to keep it real. We want to keep it fun. Could you imagine if you got too many people, it would just be chaos and it wouldn't be fun for anybody.
It'd be a goat fuck.
Oh, straight up, dude. Any questions about that, guys? Because I'm saying it. I want to make sure, because I set all this up, I want to make sure it's making sense to you, or if you were listeners, you had any questions.
Sound good to me. I fully understand what's going on.
Buy the ticket and we'll let you know where the meetup is. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. And we'll all be there. Same, the day after the private patron meetup, all that kind of stuff. So, all right, real quick, and we'll get into the main topic. I do want to tell you that we have a Lab in 2.5 years, Lurch knows and Chewy knows, we've been hitting it hard.
Yep.
We have put out an ass load of videos for you guys on our YouTube channel.
That's what we like to do. Hit it hard, boys. That's right.
Dang Skippy.
Metric shit ton.
Metric shit ton. And, so we've been hitting it hard for you guys. And, the YouTube channel and the podcast, we've never missed a beat. And so we just want to let you know we are not going anywhere, but we felt it prudent to take a small vacation from just the podcast, only for 1 month. And we're going to take a small vacation. So we're not planning on putting any podcast episodes out in the month of August, so we can just take a breather. We're still got a bunch of videos. We're still working behind the scenes. We're still shooting vids. Lurch has got his new bike, which we're going to talk about. We're still working hard. But that would just give us a little breather, and it's the summer, and just take a little reflection time, self-reflection time, maybe. But I did put a challenge to it.
I think we should do a company retreat.
Oh,
we can all go in the woods and self-reflect.
Oh, that would be a great time.
I like it.
Or maybe we'll just go camping and drink whiskey.
That's self-reflecting.
That's what I'm saying.
Right, yeah. I can self-reflect on that. But I did, and I didn't even tell you about this, Lurch, but you probably saw the show notes when I sent them. So here's what I did. The only way, guys, and I just figured we'd make a game out of it, and it may or may not happen, but unless we will put episodes out as scheduled, but prior to July 31st, we have to have 20 new patrons sign up. Even at the lowest level, it doesn't matter.
And you'll cancel vacation.
I will.
Oh boy. All right.
Yep. I'll cancel the 1 month lab hiatus. I will put out episodes in August, because that to me would tell us that people really, and it's probably an unrealistic number, but I don't care, because I fully expect to take August off. But I literally would, if people want it that bad and they're willing to step up and say, that's how bad we'll miss it. We're willing to, so now would be the time. If you guys, want to see it, then we need 20 new patrons by July.
Almost one a day.
Right.
Really.
Yeah, you're right. By the time this goes out, it's more than one a day. Mm-hmm. That's why it's kind of unrealistic. But that's okay. I thought we'd at least throw a challenge to the audience.
Sure.
Kind of lets us know where we're at. You know what I mean? So by July 31st, we got to have 20 new patrons sign up, and we will give you August episodes if that occurs. So anyways, we're not leaving. We're just taking a well-deserved break. And I think you guys know that have hung with us for a long time, that we work hard, and we're sitting in a hot room right now, sweating our behinds off. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. And that's 2.5 years. That's our first break. So anyways,
that's gone quick. That feels like just yesterday we started doing this.
Does it?
Yeah, it's been fun. I think it's because it's so much fun.
Yeah, it is.
It goes by quick.
It feels all of 2.5 years to me.
Well, you do a lot more work than the rest of us.
Yeah, not that I'm bitching.
Yeah.
I work what'd you say, shit ton?
Metric
shit ton of hours.
That's a military measurement.
Between my regular job and here, and I'm not complaining. I just, it is a lot. So it does go quick. But I definitely feel the 2.5 years of just constantly pumping content. You know what I mean? I want it to continue, and so sometimes a break's good. Just a real quick summer break.
A little recharge your batteries.
Yeah, yeah. And we're still going to be filming your bike. And are we really taking a break? Okay, from the podcast, but not from the everything else, you know.
No, if you're not working at your regular job, you're working here. About the only thing you take time off to do is sleep, and I don't even know how much of that you do.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I was just putting that out there for the listening audience so they understand how much time you put into this on top of your regular job.
Appreciate it. And
someday maybe we can all retire and do this full time, and then we'll pump stuff out every few days. But
heck yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Right now, it's just putting out what we put out. It's a lot of work to get what we get out now. So we'll see. Someday, you never know down the road, we might retire, and
if we keep getting enough patrons to support it.
Yeah, we might build a couple shows a week.
Hell yeah,
maybe one every 3 days. Who knows?
Yeah,
someday down the road.
Heck yeah, wouldn't that be great? All right, so with that said, let's get into the main topic. I would like to I would like to thank these people. Do you want to thank them there, Chewy?
We got Landon Jensen.
Who is Landon Jensen of Honolulu, Hawaii?
He is a patron.
Oh,
we got 3 of them here that we're thanking. And I'm going to need help with this last name. Wally Pasiorkowski.
And I probably mutilated it too, but I think I did better than you.
That's not bad. You did a good job, Ryan.
Cheers to that.
Of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Thanks, man. And
shout out Pittsburgh.
Last one, Bruce White of Alamo, Michigan. Thanks, Bruce.
Thanks, guys. That's right. They took action. They don't want to just sit around. They got on. They went to lawabidingbiker.com/Patreon, Patreon. They hit the button, and they are supporting this content and making sure that it gets to bikers around the world. They don't want to see it go away. That means a lot to us.
And if you're listening to the show right now on the Law Abiding Biker app, you can thank these guys because that's what supports that app is the patrons.
That's why it's free, but it's not free because the patrons are supporting it. God bless the patrons, and that's why we're doing that private dinner, although I know not all of them can make it because not everybody's going to Sturgis.
Well, we've got other tricks in our bag, don't we?
Oh, yes, we do.
We've got a little thing. We're working on some things to send out some thank yous to
the
patrons. We've mentioned in the past that, you just randomly might get something in the mail. So,
or Lurch just did an order.
I did order some things, or some little trinkets that I think everybody will enjoy. If they turn out half as good as they looked on the old computer when I ordered them, I think they're going to be nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool to be on that our website, our private Patreon page, and see the guys wearing our shirts.
Oh, on Facebook, on the private Facebook group that they're in?
Our shirts in different states. And
yeah, it is, isn't
cool.
it? Yeah, I saw that one too.
Yeah.
All right, guys. All right. Main topic, real quick, new free Victory front fairing, Victory motorcycles. All you Victory fans out there, I love Victory motorcycles too. And we ride with people that have Victory motorcycles. We removed a Victory, what is it, a cross country?
It is a cross country.
Yeah. Oh, and I didn't even have it in my show notes. That was Pure Recall. Recall.
It's like sun glow orange or some crazy color. What was it called? Do you remember?
Sun glow orange. You're right.
Something like that. Yeah.
That's a total recall.
Yeah.
Look at us. And anyways, it's a free video, guys. It's how to remove the front fairing from a Victory motorcycle. We filmed it right here in the Law Abiding Biker Garage. You can go to lawabidingbiker.com/Victory front fairing, and you can get that free video if you are a Victory rider and you want to know how to do that. Of course, we break it down for you. So Lurch is the proud owner of a brand new pearl blue.
Superior blue.
Sorry. What did I say, pearl, dude?
I don't know.
Sorry. Superior
Probably because
blue.
I've been telling you how much I love that pearl gray color.
That's what it was.
Yeah, but they don't make it on the Road Glide, just a Street Glide.
And you rode it today?
I did ride it over here today, of course.
107 degrees.
Mm-hmm.
And
throttle down, getting a little cool air.
Yeah.
I'm getting used to it. It's definitely a little bit different from the fixed batwing, or I guess you should say fixed, but from the batwing fairing that's affixed to the bars and turns with the bike, the handlebars. It does take a little bit to get used to that fairing mounted Road Glide front end, but it actually didn't take too long.
Why don't you explain that to the audience that doesn't know what you're talking about? And real quick, 2015 Harley-Davidson Road Glide is what he purchased. And he's going to talk to you. If you guys want to see, I did a video.
Pretty
on
awesome
this.
video.
I did a documentary.
I've got a lot of positive feedback on that.
People really like it.
People are digging that, yeah.
And there's two versions. There's a longer version where I do some moto biker vlogging while we're riding.
And make fun of me riding down the road.
I did, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Ichabod Crane, really?
Yes, I saw that.
It's so
Hey,
true,
listen.
though,
Yeah,
isn't
but
it?
dude, yeah, it made
He looks
total.
he's on a damn scooter.
It was funny as hell, but it made total sense.
No, that is the jealous ramblings of a Oompa Loompa.
Oh my God, dude. Anyways, that was one on Lurch there, one for Lurch. We did a video on it, but it's got a long version and a short version. It's got music. It's a documentary really of the purchase of this bike. And lawabidingbiker.com/buy 2015 Road Glide. Again, /buy 2015 Road Glide. And you can go right to that, of course, videos. Of course, it'll all be in the show notes, lawabidingbiker.com/ and the episode number, whatever that is for this episode. And you can get everything we're talking about. So with that, explain the difference between, we've done it in the past, but let's revisit it, the difference.
The difference in the Street Glide and the Road Glide is essentially the front fairing. On your Street Glide, it is attached to the bars. So what I mean by that is when you turn your bars left and right, so does the fairing turns and the headlight turns. It's all connected. On the Road Glide, it has a fixed fairing and the handlebars turn within inside the fairing. So the fairing never moves, just the handlebars move. So the headlight and the fairing stay still. And that's the main difference between the two of them. Other than that, essentially from the rest of the bike's the same.
Right. Yeah. It is the same bike. Same motor, same frame, same everything.
Same rake, same
Yes.
front, same tires, same. It's all the same. The difference is the fairing.
Yep. So Lurch went, some of the I shouldn't say squabbling, but some of the busting each other's balls in the past has been, if you guys have listened way back to even when we very first started, there's a lot of jokes about all of us having street glides and Cuz having a road glide. And Lurch was one of those.
Oh, yeah, I bust his balls all the time.
Heavily busted his balls about it openly on the podcast.
Prior to buying it,
You remember this, Chewy? You remember all the ball busting going on?
trying to be like his brother.
So
I
Dave
tell you
Little
Oh,
in the
don't even
chat,
say that. That's all he needs to hear. That's all a little brother needs to hear.
Cuz
that one's for
he's
Chewy.
just trying to be like you, buddy.
Oh God. So anyways, with that said, Dave Little brought it up in the chat room. He's live because we are live, guys. If you're listening to this in podcast format, we're actually live right now at the time of recording. Why did you go? What made you change your mind? Because this was a conversation between me and you quite a bit about what should I get. You know, Lurch has been thinking about this for a while, and he had the green light from the old lady, and he's still waiting for his balls to drop and do it.
I've been thinking about this for about a year now. I was thinking about doing it, even longer than a year. I was thinking about doing it in 2013. And, but I bought that Street Glide in 2011. And, for all intents and purposes, I love that Street Glide. The issue for me and my brother too, when he rode it, being men of above average stature, it feels like that dash is right in your face and you can't really stretch out. I felt like I was leaning back on the bike to get a comfortable arm position because you can only rock those bars forward so much, even with the bend in the bagger bars.
And Lurch is 6'6", right?
6'4",
6'4".
Yeah, because it's 6'8".
When he wears high heels, he's 6'6".
Yes. Actually, I wear 6-inch heels, so that makes me about 7 foot tall.
Oh yeah.
That math didn't work out.
Right.
That makes me about
I get what you're
6'10".
saying.
So, and the older Road Glides, I never liked the look of them. I'll be honest with you. I didn't like the front end. You love it or you hate it. And when they redesigned it for 2015, they changed it up a bit and made it a little more ergonomic. And they put the dual LED or the Daymaker LED headlights in there. And, of course, it has the infotainment center and all kinds of good stuff. But it just made it a lot different. And it was a lot easier to look at. What are you showing me here?
The one that Little sent.
Oh, we're looking at the chat is what we're doing, guys.
Sorry. Moment.
Did you see it?
Oh yeah. So Dave Little, that's
the
good.
wind change?
Hold that question though. We want to ask him that. Let him
Yeah.
I
finish
just wanted
that
to show.
thought. No,
I
it's
wanted to
good.
show it.
I'm
to
sorry.
him.
I can't do two things at once.
He cannot multitask, Chewy. What are you thinking?
I was trying to talk and read that. You can bring that up, whatever you said up here in a second. So,
Yeah, that was an epic failure.
Yeah.
so I started to like the new Road Glide more when I saw the pictures of it. But even seeing it, and I sat on them. It took me a long time to get over the fact that I was going to buy a Road Glide because I really love the Street Glide. But for a big dude like me, it takes a lot of adjustments to make a Street Glide comfortable. And in riding the Road Glides, I was able to adjust the handlebars and rock them forward more and sit up in a more proper riding position. And that dash wasn't in my face. The bike, although is no bigger, it feels like it's bigger because that front end sits out a little more.
I agree.
Okay,
So it feels bigger, but tip to tip, it's the same bike.
Yep.
And I still have to do some minor things, like I'm going to add an extended brake lever on it and push that forward a little bit because right now when I'm sitting on it, my foot is underneath the brake pedal and I've got to kind of reach out and hit it, right? So there's Harley makes one and Kurakin makes one that sits out about another 1.5 inches.
Well, your feet are the size of freaking water skis.
Yeah.
Freaking old Ichabod Crane over here. Sorry, go ahead.
And I don't really have to adjust they do make extended reach shifter levers, but I always take my back one off. I've never been a heel shifter fan anyways, so by taking that off, it makes it comfortable for me. And when I get every opportunity, I stretch out and put my feet on my highway pegs. So that is the main reason I decided to go with it. I wanted it to be more comfortable, and that design on the
new
front of
shark
bike,
nose is what they call it.
the shark nose
Street
fairing.
Glide has a batwing fairing.
Yes.
They have a shark nose is what they call it.
That's what they refer to the Road Glide. So it gives me a little bit more reach and a little bit more comfort.
Yeah.
That's ultimately why I decided to do it. And I know I'd take some shit because I teased.
Do you feel gay on it?
No, not at all.
I said that's straight up one for Cuz because Cuz is listening, and I had to do it for Cuz. Cuz, that's for you. And okay, funny shit here. You guys gotta know that Cuz really feels like he marches to the beat of a different drum with his Road Glide, and he's the only one with a Road Glide, and he's gonna go against the grain. Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
And he takes pride in it. So this is the funniest freaking thing, because you were dicking and screwing with his head so bad. He was pissed because he left for a while. He changed jobs. He was without a Harley for about a year. And then he went back, and of course we've done videos on it. He got the Road King. That gets him by for now. Not that the Road King's we love the Road King. It's just not, he wants a Road Glide.
Road Glide's
but the Road
his
King's getting
bike.
him, that's his deal. And he wants a midnight black, total blacked out paint, you know what I mean? And he's just waiting. In about a year, he's going to get it. He's saving up, and he's going to get this new Road Glide. And he's the only one that's going to have the Road Glide, and he absolutely has to have the midnight black. So dude, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, I haven't busted his balls all the time.
Tell the story, dude.
I knew I was going to get the Superior Blue, and I knew it for a long time. And I've said it before on podcasts that everybody's got a black bike, so I just wanted something a little bit different.
It's a beautiful color.
It is. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just a pain in the ass to keep swirl marks out of and keep it clean all the day. And I live on a gravel road, and so
I'm talking about your bike.
Oh, thank you. I
bike.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And even putting, but just on the black, putting down the road and that thing, it would be difficult to keep it clean out in my house. So that's another reason I also went with the blue. But knowing that he wanted that black one, I kept telling him, I don't know. I think I might get a black one.
Yeah.
I think, I'm kind of leaning towards the black head. And it just really messed with him.
But he wouldn't say anything, but you could see it in his face. He was freaking pissed, dude.
He says, Matt, if that's what you want to get, I understand. I get it.
Yeah.
But I think you should get the blue. The blue's a nice color.
And then he followed up by this.
So if they would
button
have,
hooked me, I didn't know you were gonna button hook me.
He thought he was going to get button hooked, dude. Totally.
Yeah.
What's up, Chewy? You got a
so if
question?
they
You've
would
been
have
quiet over there.
if they would have had a gray color, would you got that?
I would have bought the Pearl Gray in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I love that color.
That color's awesome.
I do. I like the look of that matte black, the denim black with that red pinstripe, but what a pain in the dick to keep that bike clean and to do the maintenance on that paint. As you're well aware, Ryan, you had a denim black bike.
Pain in the dick, folks.
Yeah,
Pain
totally.
in the dick.
It looks great, but forget it. And then you've already got the amber whiskey, and so we didn't have a Superior Blue bike in the club. So I thought I'd go with blue. Plus, we need a Road Glide to do some videos on.
Oh, yeah. And we will be.
Yeah, we will.
Which we're going to get into.
We'll get into that
Let
a
me
little
put that
bit.
on the list as
Put
we
that
talk
on your
here.
notes over there.
We'll talk about some of the projects we're going to do on it. Of course, we're going to film a bunch of that stuff because we've had a lot of requests over 2.5 years because a lot of our videos are street glides. And people are asking for, now we did the Road King and some people want Road Glide, which really it's not that much different. But whatever, we'll still do some videos on it. It's no different than a street glide, except a lot of stuff's easier when you're talking about messing around with the fairing. So,
and we'll do a video here in the near future on how to remove the front fairing on the Road Glide.
yes,
Cool.
one of the very first things we do.
We'll do that, and we'll get into the rest of the projects here when you're ready. But you're the architect here. You take me on down the road you want to drive. You want to travel, and I'll answer your questions.
I'm the captain, and I'm just steering the ship.
Steer the ship, and I'll put a little wind in the sail.
Do I steer it okay? Because sometimes I feel like I run straight into a effing iceberg.
No, you're doing a great
Do
job.
I steer it okay?
Oh, yeah.
All right. No, we just got an email from somebody. I'm not going to read it today, but we got a lot of emails. We're going to have to do a couple episodes where we catch up on emails. But that's what he was saying. That he liked how we all talk, and he goes, make the episodes longer. And I will read this email at some point. I don't even know where it is, but he's like, make them longer. We love it when you guys get sidetracked and start talking about just regular stupid shit, you know?
Yeah.
And he goes, and I like how you steer it, but then you get it back on track. But I like the rants and all that. So it was kind of interesting. All right.
We talked about my decision. Now you take us to the next step. Where do you want to go?
Well, Chewy, do you have any questions of me? You've been quiet over there, and I feel like
Hey, I'm going
to turn your mic off.
I wasn't there with you guys, so I'm just listening in.
Yeah, do you have any questions, though, of Lurch?
Not so far.
I'll let you take the helm. Come here. You want to touch the helm? Come here. I'll let you touch one of the knobs on the helm.
No.
Just one knob.
Hey, Chewy, ever sat on a grown man's lap?
I got a knob for you over here.
Yeah, I
I'll let
saw
you
your
touch
sack.
one knob.
I saw your sack the other day. No thanks.
For all you movie buffs, that was from Airplane.
Which one?
Hey, Timmy, you ever sit on a grown man's lap?
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's a good old movie.
And not to gloss over that your nuts were hanging out the other day at a club meeting.
What happened? I don't know what happened.
You tell us what
You
happened.
had your
How'd those things sneak out of there?
giggleberries hanging out of your shorts for like a half hour till somebody finally noticed.
I was like, oh my God, put that away.
Oh my God, dude. Yeah. Bad visual for you guys, but yeah, we're so, us guys we hang out so much that I do that stuff all the time.
I want to know how you got
because I ride with it out too sometimes just to
Yeah.
screw with you guys. And then I was walking around the meet. It's like 107 degrees. They were literally sagging down to my knees, dude. I like some old saggy.
What'd you do with the twig? I mean, you put the giggleberries out, but what'd you do with the twig?
No, I left the twig inside.
How do you do that? That's
Thought he
disturbing.
put 2 cantaloupes in his freaking.
And these guys
pants.
we're having a regular meeting and everybody's talking to me. And then finally somebody noticed. I'm like, geez Louise, I've been walking around.
It was me.
It was
you
like
walked
some-
right out. I'm like, God, what the hell?
It was like some Hubba Bubba hanging off of a fence on a 107-degree day, just sagging down, droopy.
This is all you heard. Oh God, yeah, that's
Shetland pony.
We're like brothers here, guys, for reals, man. That's not the worst of some of the stuff we do, but anyways,
No, the question I had, he answered. Because
Okay.
I was going to fight, because you guys are saying that the Road Glide is basically the same size as the Street Glide. And I was wondering, well, because he bought it because he wanted to stretch out, which he answered the question for me.
right, and some of the projects we're going to do are going to get that take it up to the next level.
Bam.
All right. With that said, so me and Lurch, by the way, let's go ahead, Lurch, and why don't you talk about going down? Let's tell the story. This episode, it's live, but we're going to go longer. We're not even in an hour yet, but I've got that from a bunch of people.
We just worry that we're going to bore you guys. So
Right,
we don't
we
wanna,
do, and so
yeah.
we try to cut it at an hour, but
You know what, though? I listen to
Everybody
a lot of
tells
podcasts,
me-
and I'm okay with long ones because you know what? If you get busy, you can always come back to it.
Right.
And I mean, I listen to some of Joe Rogan's when he talks for like 3 hours. I don't even think of it because I'm busy mowing the lawn or I'm doing yard work. I got my headphones
Right.
on. I'm running. And you know what? If I got to stop listening, I stop and I pick it back up. So, you know, if they go long, it's all right. I know we were trying to keep it at an hour, but you get an hour and a half, 2 hours, nobody's going to care as long as we're giving them good content. And
that's what I'm
you know,
finding out. People are like, make them longer because they commute and they drive, and they're like, it's okay, make them longer. We like rant about more stuff. And
as long as we're not bloviating.
right. Well, we bloviate. That's all we do here is freaking bloviate. Why don't you talk about this little experience from your eyes? And you saw the video, right?
Oh,
of
yeah.
course.
Yeah.
And you saw the short version, the long version. I mean, I did a documentary.
I saw the whole thing. The long one. I saw them both. The
Right.
short one and then the 27-minute one.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Okay. Good. So we made a day out of this, and Lurch finally decided to go get his Road Glide, and he called me, or texted me the Friday before. We went down on Monday, and I immediately was like, I got to document this. Right? It's LAB. It's Law Abiding Biker Media. I'm like, how can I not document? We've never documented because Jake went down and I didn't even know he was buying one. So
I don't
didn't
even
get it.
think Jake knew he was going to buy one.
You're
He
right.
just showed up and they gave him a good deal on his.
A
I'm like,
good-
yep, sounds good.
Kind of
Well,
like
what's
Chewy.
funny is he actually drove. He was texting me the whole time when he was buying his back a couple months, April, I think it was.
Right.
And he was texting me, and I told him to drive a road. He drove a road glide. He didn't like it. But
It is different, but he's an average height male.
Yeah.
That's
You
true.
know,
Yeah.
street glides and road glides and Harleys in general are made for 5'8" to,
Just saying,
5'7" to 6'2", right in, 6'1", right in there. They're kind of primo.
And I found a couple of things that I don't like as much as I do on the street glide, and I'll be honest, I'll tell you when we get to it.
Good things
Just
you
so you
don't
know.
like.
This 5'10" guy would like to try out a road glide.
There's one out in the driveway.
Yeah, just
Go
so
take
you
it. Go take it when we're done here.
Hell yeah. That's how we
So
roll.
from my eyes, that day,
Yeah, and talk about
here's the reason I made the decision.
and that, and then kind of the dealership, and if you look up at the show notes and
Oh, I see. your
who
notes.
we're dealing with.
I will talk. I will give them credit. They
Yeah.
were good dudes.
So let's roll with that and what you were kind of how we started.
Let
this.
me take you back.
take it back, dude. I don't have any of the
You
dreams.
need some soft
I meant
music,
to do
yeah.
that at some point. Put it on the soundboard like that dreamy music. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, like Wayne and Garth.
Yeah, that.
Dream sequence. Okay.
Yeah,
anyways.
dude, totally. Go ahead.
So I've been pondering this, as I previously said, for quite a long time here, and I finally made the decision. And our buddy, old Big Daddy Kane, there kept taunting me by putting little screenshots out of his phone up on our group me.
He was.
And so this dealership, and maybe they do, maybe it was a thing going all around, the nation. I don't know. I don't know if our local one was doing it or not, this deal, but Rick puts this thing up on the group me and it says they were getting until the end of June, they were giving 112% on your trade-in, and they were doing 0.99% financing. So I start doing the math and go, I got a number in my head of how much I wanted to sell my Street Glide for personally. And I figured out how much they were going to give me trade-in. And when you figured out the extra 12% plus the credit you get on the taxes, plus, of course, I stripped the majority of my stuff off, and I'm able to use quite a bit of it again.
And I talk about that on our biker vlog on
Yes,
the way
you
down.
do.
So watch that.
Yeah.
Why we did that and what you should do.
And, if I would have left it fully loaded, they would have gave me a little bit more money, but I'm going to make more money by not having to buy all that stuff again. So I finally made the decision. It got me to where I needed to be in my head to be okay with trading it in.
Your balls dropped.
No, I had
Your balls dropped.
We had
I
a
was,
couple.
I was also waiting because I thought, you know what? What if they make that bike
Oh, that's
in the
right.
pearl gray, and they're going to come out in the colors are out.
The 2016s will come out
I
this
might
fall.
know what the colors are because they showed me the colors.
But
True.
you also had a couple potential buyers of your bike.
I had
too,
some people
so-
that were thinking about buying it, and they were going to give me they were fellow law enforcement officers. So I had a normal price I was going to sell it for, and then I had a reduced price for guys I knew that were in the profession. I was going to drop it down a little bit, and that was kind of my bottom line price. And a couple that were going to give me that bottom line price, but they just fell through. So I wasn't in a big hurry. I had those going on. I was thinking about the colors. As it turns out, no, the gray pearl will not be available in 2016, so I'm all right. So I made this decision and met Ryan at Starbucks in our hometown there, and he was
Monday
there.
morning, bright and early.
He was there before me. That happens every once in a while
How about that?
because he wanted to film me rolling in.
Right, one for me. It's
Attaboy.
rare. It's rare.
We had our cup of Joe, and then we headed down the Tri-Cities. Now, I was riding that thing down there going, this is a beautiful bike. I really do, for the most part, like this bike. I hate to see it go.
Your Street Glide.
Yeah. And then I look over and you're staring at me, and I can see your lips moving inside your new Schubert helmet.
That's a Schubert C3. Thank
Schubert
you.
C3 helmet.
Modular,
I
lightest.
go, what is that?
Quietest.
What's that jack wagon saying over there?
If you only
Because I have the GoPro on top,
Uh-huh.
and I do the motor biker vlog. If you guys
Yeah.
have seen those, I've been getting into that lately.
It's kind of funny to watch it after we had rode down and back together. Did
Did you like the music I
to
put?
hear what
went
you
there,
were saying?
A slow motion with you. I do little things like that.
Oh, yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
So we get on down there, and my brother had dealt with a guy down there named J.R. Keller.
J.R. Keller, shout out
And that email is his personal email, so I'm not going to give that
at
out.
Rattlesnake Mountain Harley-Davidson
Yeah.
in Kennewick, Washington.
Yes, he's a salesman down there. Good dude. He was Really easy to deal with. Gave me his phone number. We were texting back and forth. I mean, just real easy to deal with, dude. Laid back, no pressure salesman kind of thing. Just a nice guy to deal with. I mean, selling Harleys, really, if you're going to be a salesman, what else? I mean, other than vagina.
Right.
What else are you going to sell?
Yeah, right.
I mean, they sell themselves, right? All you got to do is go, hey, come look what I got here.
You're right. It's a very typical of vagina.
Yeah.
It just sells itself.
I will put you in.
Boom.
I can put you on this bike today. So he was really easy to deal with. And then the finance manager, Sean Graham.
Shout out Sean Graham.
He was really easy, cool dude to deal with. And turned out he was a VP for the Kennewick chapter of the Law Dogs down there.
They're a law-abiding biker club.
Mm-hmm. Yes, they are. They do have law enforcement in their club. They have a certain percentage. It's not all law enforcement, but a good chunk of it is. But that was
48, 52 or something, he said.
Something like that, yeah. So that was kind of cool, that little connection there. They were definitely a very law-abiding, biker-friendly dealership.
Yes. Now, before you move on, may I interject?
Please.
I'm giving you the helm for a minute. I'm taking it back. That's all you get it right there. Done.
That's good because I was getting a little bit...
you were going straight for an iceberg. Yeah.
No, I was just getting a little dry mouth. I need a little ice water to...
Because I thought,
wet my whistle.
Wet your whistle. Your whistle. So I felt it appropriate right now to talk about the filming experience. Now, you guys who have been following us for a long time and who kind of know what I do. I do a lot of filming. I do the podcast. We do a lot of films in the garage, and now I've been wanting to for a long time. It's another thing I took on, which guys have really been excited about, and that's moto biker. I call it. There's a lot of moto vloggers on sports bikes, and that's great. Nothing wrong with that. So I call it moto biker vlogging, and that's with my GoPro and a microphone inside my helmet. Some guys have really. I didn't know. Remember, I told you I put out the first one, and all of a sudden guys are raving over. I'm like, okay, I was just going to try it, but guys freaking like this. And so, it's not that hard for me to go out when I'm riding and do a vlog, and I put some funny humor and stuff in it. But anyways, so when you walk into a dealership, dealers aren't really, and now we have kind of met these guys before. They really, and without being, I'm not at all, I don't want it to come off this way that in any way that we're being self-promoting or egotistic, or, you know what I mean? Arrogant is the word I'm looking for. But all jokes aside, we're local. They're an hour away, and we're heard in literally 140 countries. We have 1.5 million views on our YouTube channel. So, they aren't really, at first, they didn't really, I think they understand now.
I was very surprised when I saw that they would allow you to go in there and do that.
Well, I don't think they can say no. Technically they could.
It makes sense.
Right.
It promotes their business. But it's...
And I didn't ask Chewy.
Of course you didn't. No, of course not.
Were you surprised though? I mean, seriously? Because you didn't know I was doing that. I
expected it just to be you guys on the road and then go off and then...
Okay.
But watched it and you guys walked right into Rattlesnake there in Tri-Cities and filmed when he's in the office there.
That was not a selfie stick, by the way, that we used on the GoPro.
Yes, it was a selfie stick.
I was going to say,
it's a GoPro stick.
Yeah,
I mean,
same
it's
thing.
not. No, not really.
I was like, using a selfie stick. Look at that.
Not a selfie stick.
So,
that was a GoPro mount.
It was. It's on
a stick.
It was cool that they allowed that though, because it even showed him signing the paperwork and stuff.
Time lapse.
So I mean, it promotes their business.
Yeah,
and we'll shout them out here on the podcast. So it makes sense. But I was surprised. I was surprised that they allowed that. Really.
Well, once we got in there, they're like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And then we explained it.
What's it look like we're doing?
Yeah. Hey, told them who we were and what we're doing. Cool.
Yeah, and I didn't ask.
Not when we walked in.
No,
you waited till,
and I didn't even ask then though. I told them what I was doing. Did you notice that?
Oh,
I never asked.
Yeah, they were cool with it.
Yeah, no, they were very good. Which, like Chewy says, they should be, because that's a lot of exposure for them.
If you're not coming in there being an asshole and dragging their business, and hey, these guys are assholes.
I had my nutsack in my pants.
Yeah, good. But as long as you're not being an asshole, it still surprised me that they would allow you to do it. But I'm glad they did.
They were helpful, in fact.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. That's a good point. So I basically told them that I would be filming it, and I had, of course, whatever I could pack on my bike. I've tried to make a smaller kit for traveling so I can film stuff without getting a trailer. And Of course, I couldn't take some of the big film gear, but I took what I could, and I had multiple cameras, and it was a big deal because I was running everything, and that's a lot of work. I had zero help because Matt was focused on buying his bike, and he had to be focused on that. And so I was setting up multiple cameras and multiple shots and time-lapse photography, and I was doing all kinds of stuff while Lurch was...
you should feel bad, Lurch. Buying a bike is no excuse.
That's right. That's what I said. Should have been running cameras.
I didn't even charge him for that day.
Yeah. No doubt, dude. So I basically told him, here's what we're doing. Here's who we are. And of course, I gave a free biker gripper to JR. I gave him a free biker gripper. He was just, ecstatic about that. I gave stickers and cards, and we talked to everybody, and even the staff upstairs didn't realize what was going on because they have a 2-level, and everybody upstairs, and all of a sudden I'm walking up with cameras and everybody's just looking around like, we're not used to this. And yeah, go ahead.
You know what I did notice?
What?
You didn't get any pictures of the beautiful women that work upstairs.
I did.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah,
I
they're
did.
on video.
It's on the video.
God, they got some beautiful women that work up there.
If anybody's listening, Chewy will be on his way down tomorrow for the beautiful women.
I'll send you down there to pick up my backrest. That's the only thing that hasn't come in yet.
Oh yeah, you can go down and see the women in. You can pick up your
or
backrest.
maybe we can ride down there together.
Yeah. Oh, well, I'll ride for sure.
If any of them are listening, Chewy, Sergeant at Arms.
They were waiting for this episode to come out. We sent them the links. Did you send them the links to the YouTube videos?
Yeah.
You were going to get a hold of them and you were going to get a hold of them and email both of them?
Coming soon.
Perfect. So we're going to get a hold of them. And
I had to get a different email for Sean. When I saw him the other day, I told him it'll be coming.
Okay.
I just haven't got it yet because I wanted to pump that. I was busy with Ed's wedding and pumping that podcast out. It's on my to-do list, boss. I'll have it out shortly.
Perfect. That's fine. It doesn't matter. So they will be listening.
They'll have it before this episode's out.
And viewing. Cool. So that's kind of how that whole filming process. And then it was a matter of, even in the finance office, I had cameras set up in time up. So they were good with it. Like Lurch says, it was funny. JR towards the end was like, you were test riding the bike, and all of a sudden, JR's like, hey, do you think this would be a cool shot? And he comes up to me and gets me. I'm sitting on the grass smoking a cigar and a backwoods honeyberry, of course. And he says, hey, we're gonna. You want us to take off and come back in, and you can get a shot of us come back on? Well, yes, sir, I would.
Well, I told him we'd make him a star.
Yeah, we said make you famous. That's at Young Guns.
Yeah.
Young Guns.
I'll make you famous.
Make you famous. So yeah, they were really good about it, and like I say, super good guys. I'm teasing when I said I told them what we're doing, but I did. I literally just kind of explained what we were doing, and they never had a qualm about it. All right, so that's our little film, and so I'm going through this whole thing, and where'd you leave off with talking about JR and Sean, right?
Yeah, I just introduced him and talking about who they were, and then you've been talking about filming. So
here is. Let me tell you this, Rattlesnake Mountain Harley-Davidson. They did a good job. Of course, here on Law Abiding Biker Media, we are very open about what we do like and what we don't, and we tell the biker community. And this isn't just specific to their dealership, but I have had different services at different dealerships. Everything was positive down there. This is the one negative that I'm going to bring up. And I do not like the fact of what it took to get a test ride of a road glide. Because I have not had that experience. Up here, where I go, okay, I can ride.
They hand you the key and say...
They hand me the key and I go ride it. Don't wreck it. They're insured for this shit.
Yeah.
And but Rattlesnake Mountain has some issues.
I wonder
I'm
if
not saying it's JR.
I wonder if something's happened. And that's the reason they've changed. Or maybe it's always been that way, but maybe it wasn't and they had to change it.
I don't think so because...
No, that's just their policy. He said that's our policy. Technically, you're supposed to stay behind me and I'll lead you on a ride. Now, our local dealership here, when I bought that Street Glide, he said, take it out, have fun. And they did the same with you and with Ed. And I don't know if that's because they knew us or that's they don't worry about it. They just have you sign a waiver and let you go. But they were a little tighter down there with that.
Hey, Justice, if you're listening, when you took your test drive, let us know if they
followed you.
Yeah, if they had you.
What was a big ordeal? I'm just telling you this because I hope they're listening. I'm telling you, they need to change that policy. I'll tell you right now. And Lurch, because we had a deal set up, and Lurch, had a name. I'm telling you right now, When I walk down and I'm going to buy a $30,000 freaking bike and I'm ready to buy and I'm coming in with a $20,000 Street Glide already that I'm ready to trade, you better not hassle me about a damn test ride because I will walk. That's just me.
Yeah.
I will walk and I will go to a different dealership.
It makes sense.
That and no, I don't need to ride with you or behind you. I want to take the bike out. And that's the way I've always been treated at dealerships. I take the bike out. It took us an hour and a half before Lurch could even get on the bike to test ride it.
Jake said the same thing. He had to go on a follow ride.
So that's my suggestion, Rattlesnake Mountain, if you're listening. And each dealership kind of does their things under the HD, the Harley-Davidson umbrella, but then they have all got their little, because there's owners, it's a franchise. And I'm telling you, Rattlesnake Mountain, I literally, and I like you guys, but I literally wouldn't buy there just because of that one thing. That's just me personally. I'm not going to be hassled about a test ride when I'm coming down. And there are people that you don't have to give test ride. Car dealerships do it. You can still pick who you do. When you got a guy like you who is a second sale because he sold to your brother, he's coming down with a 2008 Street Glide and he's trading it for a Road Glide. I mean, come on.
Yeah,
and I know it's not JR and Sean.
This is the salesman and finance guy. That's their policy.
And I'm hoping the salesman can take it to the owner.
Sure.
And that's why I'm throwing it out there. Like I say, we are free and open here about, and like I said, out of a scale of everything else they did, great dealership, great guys. But that sucks because I literally wouldn't buy a bike because of that. I'm not going to sit around for an hour and a half waiting for a test ride when I'm ready to bite. And they knew that. We're coming from Yakima. You're on the phone with them. We're coming down. I mean, this isn't like some guy that walked in off the street and all of a sudden, he's some straggler. He has no license, no ID. I mean, you can use common sense. Again, not the salesman's fault, but I'm hoping they can get it back to management that I literally wouldn't buy a bike because of that. But I like everything else they did. All right. How about you? You have anything to throw in on that?
No, I agree. If you're going to come down and spend a bunch of money and potential buyer, you got to.
You bought your bike in Oregon. How was your experience?
It was great. It was awesome.
Can you expand on that?
About the test ride?
Yeah, they didn't. I didn't test drive it.
Oh, you just bought?
No,
okay, because you had test drove drove our Street Glides.
I knew what I wanted, but they would have given me he asked me.
Right.
They would have given me the keys and let me drive off.
And that's the way I've been at different dealerships, but I don't know. Whatever. All right. Anything else on that particular topic, Lurch?
No.
Okay. All right. So why don't we move on? And what is the? Let me ask you this. So straight out of the chute, it's been 2 weeks since you bought it. Essentially, what is your favorite, or what immediately did you notice that you're like, from your 2008 to a 2015, like holy shit, like oh wow moments, like wow, I've been missing out. What is it? Give us some of your. Did you feel anything in your loins?
I did.
When you took off?
Yeah.
Did you have a tingling in your loins?
I did have a tingling in my nether region.
I don't want to know about your nether region.
Well, I had rode your 2014 Street Glide, and the first thing I noticed with that bike, and the same with this new 15 Road Glide, was it feels almost like a crotch truck. It's nice and stiff. It feels secure underneath you. I mean, you can lean the thing over. It's just very responsive, well-designed, tight bike. And
hot.
Yours I just rode up from the mini mart down the road here. I mean, it was just a short little ride. When I test rode this thing and got out on 82 on the freeway and let her go a little bit, I was surprised how quick it picked up and how smooth it was. That 103-inch motor with the new cams, there's a lot more poop in it than my 96.
Even with sewing machine pipes on it.
Yeah, even with stock pipes on it. My 96, I had a stage 1, and it didn't have cats in it, and I had pipes on it. I mean, it in an intake. I mean, the thing moved pretty good. But when I was riding with you guys, now that everybody's got these 103s, I was in the throttle a lot just to keep up with you guys. Not that we were flying down the road or anything, but just acceleration up to the speed limit and out of corners and stuff. I thought, man, these guys are riding pretty hard. Not really. When you have a new bike like that, that thing is so smooth and accelerates so quickly. It's just a different. It's the
beast. 103 high output for listeners. High output V twin motor.
Yeah, it is.
They did a number on that motor. I said it when I bought mine.
Yeah,
they dialed that motor in.
And when we put the FP3 on it and the pipes we got coming in for it, it's going to open that thing up a little bit. Now that I have the stock map on my Road Glide. I haven't done anything to it yet. So the rev limiter is still at 5,500. And I did bump
We're
that
gonna
a couple.
fix that shit.
I did bump that a couple times because I was used to my Street Glide with the stage 1 on it, so that's a little bit different. But yeah, man, that thing really rips. It's an impressive bike.
It is. Sorry, I'm laughing because I'm listening to you, and I'm also looking at the chat room here.
Yeah, mine's
Jake Church FP3 Fuel Pack 3 FTW. He's just all, and then they're talking about. He said tight. Yeah, and then
mine's lagging. I'm not getting any of that.
Yeah, I don't know. I think our app isn't as good because we're not getting some of the stuff.
I'm not getting that at all.
Wow.
And maybe it's the cellular, maybe it's the app. I don't know.
You'll get it. It's just coming in late. But so, did you? So high points. So the power,
the feel,
the frame,
yeah,
the tightness.
Yeah, it's just a nice tight bike with a
tight,
strong
Jake, tight.
motor.
Okay. And what else?
The motor's effortless. I mean, it's just you barely twist it and it's throttle and it starts going.
Yeah, that's the first thing. That's why when I test rode it, I was like, yeah, I dial it in.
Yeah, I like some of the new ergonomics. A little more rounded out, a little more not futuristic. What's the word I'm looking for? A little bit more modern kind of design to some stuff. I like the one-touch saddlebags and the easy.
Right. Single release.
It opens up so much easier and closes so much easier.
The boom box infotainment system.
I do. I'm getting to
which he knows
learn it, which I've been watching our videos to learn a lot about it. I'm getting pretty decent at using it now. I still need to do quite a bit of learning with the mapping software and all that kind of stuff.
We need to see if yours is even up to date, your software.
I updated mine the other day.
With the videos,
yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Did you just get on Gumroad and do a test purchase and download them?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah. Good for you. Look at you, high tech.
Yeah, I just purchased all those videos and put them.
Perfect.
Then I dropped them in, assigned to me, so they're not in the inbox. And so I've got all the boombox in there.
You're awesome, dude. I didn't know you were doing that behind the scenes.
Oh, come on.
He's turning into a high-tech guy. Lurch, since he's been doing lab stuff, dude.
You're training him.
Look I didn't even tell him how to do that, and he did it.
Yeah. So I've watched the tutorial on how to use it, and I watched the tutorial on how to update the software, and I checked, and mine was like 1.18.
Yes.
0.3.
1.18.3. That's old.
Yeah.
And if you're listening, and I get this email from guys all the time, my boombox isn't working right, and I got your videos, and people love them, and it's still not working right, but I just bought my bike, so it's up to date. The dealer told me it's up to date.
Bullshit.
I got just one single thing for you. Let me give you two. Dealership doesn't know shit, most of them. Which is why our videos are so popular. They don't know, and they'll tell you dealerships buy our videos. And in fact, Rattlesnake was going to get a hold of them, Harley-Davidson. They don't, and you're not up to date, and it's not working because you've got bugs that you need to update your software and your firmware. The videos we're talking about, everybody knows, unless you're a first-time listener. You can get all our tutorial videos. Number one, best-selling boombox infotainment system videos, lawabidingbiker.com/Harley Boom Box. There's 3 videos. The basic, then there's the software update, and then the ride planner, so you can integrate ride planner and plan all your rides, put them on a thumb drive, all that kind of stuff. But again, that's why they're so popular, guys. So I love it when guys tell me that. The dealer told me it's up to date, and then I have them take a picture of it. No, it's not. It's not.
It had the software on it that it showed up with.
Yes, exactly. The dealerships aren't getting the new bikes and taking them out of the box and updating software. They don't even know how, most of them.
And actually, I was going to say, you when you go up there, you teach some of those guys how to do it. So.
I did. I do.
And it was easy after watching the video. I did it. Lickety split, no big deal. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Takes the gray hatter. Now you know why people love that video, huh? Because
next, I just got to learn about the ride planner and the map software. I mean, that's going to take me a little while. I mean, I'll get there. I just got this bike a little while ago, but I will become an expert in this eventually.
Because he fields a lot of emails with me right now. I have to take all those emails.
And you can't wait till I can answer more of those.
I can't wait.
I love my bike. Mine's a 13, but I do wish the one thing I had was that infotainment. So
the boombox is nice. Some of the things I did not like about it. Now, I think I've heard some guys say they love the new bars with the 5.5-inch pullback. I think they're dog shit.
And so what Lurch is talking about is the pullback. You got the basic bars that go up, and when we talk about pullback, we're talking about basically they curve at the very top where your grips and controls come back. 5.5's a lot of pullback.
It is.
They look like they have a lot of pullback.
They have a lot of pullback. They changed the angle of the bars.
Because they come down a little bit.
They kind of come. It's hard. Let me see if I can say this, but they're tilted. So if you're holding the bars, it kind of tilts your elbows in.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it kind of takes some. I think if you're the right stature, it would. Yeah, I think if
Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, we should have you. You rode it.
Oh,
with
no, I
stock
haven't.
Bars.
Not with. No, I haven't ridden yours with the.
We'll have to put them back in the.
I've ridden a Road Glide, but it was Ed's.
We'll have to put it back in the original position and have you ride it and see what you think about
it.
My problem was with my long arms is it tucked my elbows into my ribs and it put my hands in a unnatural position.
That's the one thing I noticed on the video when you guys were riding back from Tri-Cities and you
when I was moto biker vlogging.
Stopped off in Stinkville there.
Oh yeah, in Sunnyside.
And that's what he was talking, I'm watching you and I'm like, God, he looks uncomfortable.
I was.
His arms looked like they're tucked into his side.
They were tucked in and it was such an uncomfortable position. It was hard for me to even get my thumbs onto the controls. So if you're a tall guy, just be prepared. You're getting rid of those bars. You're going to toss them. But I've been on the forums and I've been reading stuff and some guys love it. So it may work for you, it may not work for you. When I sat on it in the dealerships, I thought I can live with this. As soon as I rode it, I realized I couldn't. So the bars, for me, they didn't work. Now, I don't know why they did this, but on this 2015 Road Glide, on the bars, there is a pin in the handlebar clamp that keeps the bar from rotating to protect the wires.
The top clamp.
The top clamp. You can unclamp that. You can work that pin out, which we'll do a video on and show you guys. And you can rock those bars forward, and you're not going to pinch the wires. There's plenty of room. And I was able to rotate them forward. And by rotating them forward, they also came up a little bit. So I got them up a couple inches and forward a couple more inches. I'm still going to replace them, but I can live with them for a while the way they are now. So when they come stock, not a big fan. Another thing I didn't like is the windshield on the Road Glide.
Speaking of, Dave Little in the chat room, the live chat room, asked that exact question. That's perfect timing. He says, don't forget to talk about the difference in the wind blockage between the two. Is that what you're getting into?
Yes,
so there you go.
So Ed had a 2011 Road Glide, same problem with this 2015 is that windshield that comes on it is pretty much just for looks. It blocks zero amount of wind. Especially for a guy my size. When I did the test ride, I thought I was going to blow my helmet off my head, and I mean the wind was hitting me right square in the mouth and the nose, and the turbulence across my ears was so dramatic that
remember you telling me this? Yeah,
actually hurt my ears. I didn't wear my bandana, which I normally wear over my ears on my test ride, so I just had my ears, my big old Dumbo ears flopping out there in the breeze, and I thought, wow, I don't know if I can handle this, and so I did some research on some different windshields. Ed over the years tried a couple different ones. He tried the Harley wind splitter and he said it stunk. And I
didn't like my wind splitter either.
Yeah. So the wind, I read some different blogs and some different articles. A lot of people like the Harley wind vest, but that's a big shield that sticks up in the air. It's definitely for comfort and not for looks. While I do want some comfort, I also want some looks too. So I was trying to find a compromise, and I ended up putting Clockworks Sport Flare on there, and I'm pretty happy with that.
Is this the first time you rode it tonight?
It is. I've been so busy. It came in the mail like a week ago, but I've been working, and then Ed's wedding, my brother's wedding over the weekend. I just hadn't got out to ride with it. Plus, it's been so damn hot. I didn't even want to get on the damn bike. But yeah, first time riding it over here, huge improvement. So that Sport Flare is nice. You get a definite advantage with the wind blockage and being 6'4". If you were 6 foot and under, this thing would be beautiful.
Like me, yeah, it would have popped it right over my head.
It just barely, at my height, it's 6'4" with the Sport Flare. The wind just barely kind of touches the top of my helmet. It's not enough to buffet my head or anything like that. It's really good. I'm happy with it. And the actual, they make another windshield. I think it's called Sport or the Pro Touring or something like that. That it's even more dramatic. It's a little more straight up, and that thing, there's probably no wind that hits you. So that's a good option for you guys that are looking for a little more protection on the front of that. But again, that stock windshield, garbage. It's just there for looks pretty much. Even
with the new vent for the head buffeting, which the The Street Glide or the Road Glide does have that too, guys. And I talked about it in the past. It's got that new vent in the front fairing to bring
got 3 of them.
wind up. Yeah, it does. And that's additional to the Street Glide. It has 2 vents to each side of the headlight. And that's because they were having problems. I was telling the dealership about that. They weren't sure why it put there. I was educating them. And I said, the reason they put that there is because a lot of guys were on the Street Glide or the Road Glide were having the exact problem you did. And that is when they were doing testing, I read some articles that wind was coming up through the vent, but it was still clipping them in the forehead. And so they decided through wind tunnels and testing to put the 2 to each side of the headlight. And that comes under and up, and it gives the regular vent, it gives it just a little boost coming up and under to kick that wind up over the average size rider's head.
Yeah. On my ride over here, I had the 2 next to the windshield, or next to the windshield, 2 next to the headlight closed, and just the top one open along. And on my way home, I'm going to open the 2 bottom ones and see what the difference
call.
is. If I was thinking, I would have rode it halfway here and then changed it, but I forgot. So
you were dehydrated from 110 degree heat.
Yeah.
You weren't thinking clearly.
But that front end was solid with just the top vent open, and that Clockworks fairing pushed the wind up over. On the way home, I will open the bottom ones and see what kind of difference that makes. But I feel like I'm doing a commercial for Clockworks here, and they're not even helping us out.
If you guys do buy
Clockworks, if you're
Clockworks,
listening,
because they're proud of their shit.
they're pretty. Yeah,
I'll tell you right now, they sell that shit for expensive. They're really proud of their stuff.
Pretty cheap. So if you have been on the fence about buying a windshield and you end up getting one from Clockworks, and if it's got a comment in the purchase thing, put it in there that you listen to the Law Abiding Biker podcast.
Please.
And we turned you on to them. We're going to reach out to them and see what we can do with them. But in the meantime, I'm not going to not tell you about it just because they're not a sponsor or they're not an affiliate. I'm still going to throw it out there because we want to help the community.
Absolutely.
It's a great windshield for the 2015 Road Glide. It is a good compromise between look and actual
functionality.
Performance. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, and a little bit behind those windshields were originally designed for performance, not for looks or comfort. They started out making those in the shape that they were doing to create more down pressure on the front end of their bike. They were trying to do something, I think in the Bonneville Salt Flats, trying to break a certain, and this is just kind of a synopsis, but they're trying to break a certain speed, and they're finding that the front end was too wobbly, not enough down pressure on their race bike. So they ended up adding what they call the hips to change the air turbulence and put more down pressure on that front end. So
right.
With that Clockworks front end and with the split stream vents, it's solid. I mean, it's really comfortable. There's very little buffeting, if any. That's one thing I noticed between Road Glide and Street Glide is I know, especially your newer one, it's better. But my older bike, I felt quite a bit of buffeting on that and vibration in that front fairing, and now, oh my goodness, it just cuts right through the air.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Good information. Because I hadn't even talked to you about that. You have something, Chewy?
Nope.
All right. So John Patton here. Is it John? No, John Stevens. Sorry. I was looking in the chat room here. I just want to go over this. He says, where is it? Milwaukee HD. Take it for a ride by yourself. See, he's talking about other dealerships.
That's the way
that was not the norm to me.
No, that's the way it should be.
It should be.
That guy on that little, what is it, a dirt bike that he goes out and rides with you?
It just
it's
depends.
Not a dirt bike. It's a Harley. It's an old school.
It looked like a dirt bike that you guys.
Oh no, he was riding on a little Sportster.
Yeah,
he's got a few different bikes, so that was just the one he likes buzzing around town.
That's kind of ridiculous. But
yeah, he agreed. But I mean, that's the policy of the dealership, not his. So whatever.
But when you go drive a car, usually when you go to buy a car, whoever's the salesman is usually rides with you when you.
Yeah, in the car, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and even if they have to ride with you, that's fine. It's just the time it took.
Leave it to Big Daddy Kane. He says that was an XR 1200R.
Yeah, he did know.
I want one.
See, he does. He was telling me, I love that motorcycle.
You know too much, Big Daddy.
Hey,
stop that.
Rick, you'd look like a monkey humping a football on that little bike.
No doubt. Yeah, you would too. He would.
We could start a circus if you start riding that thing around.
Big Daddy, I love having him in the chat room and the private patron Facebook group. The private patron Facebook group.
He's very knowledgeable.
He's got a lot of information.
He does. He answers most of the questions for I can, and I absolutely love it.
He's got a good memory. He keeps that stuff stored up there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Let's move on. And you know what? I really appreciate these people. Chewy, do you appreciate these people?
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. We got some donations going on here.
Some flat donations.
Mm-hmm. James Kunkiai.
Kunkel.
I'm sorry, Kunkel.
He said Kuinkai. That's an L.
Kunkel of Warrington, Virginia. Thank you. David Pollard.
We're not sure where from.
We're not sure where you're from, buddy, but thank you very much for the donation. Michael Moore, not the Michael Moore from Canada, I hope.
Right.
No, not. Of Lexington, Kentucky. Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, guys. And they took action too, guys. And we, of course, appreciate the flat donations. lawabidingbiker.com/donate. Again, that helps put a little fuel in the Law Abiding Biker gas tank so we can keep this bitch heading on down the road. If you can't do the Patreon, of course. And so God bless them.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That helps us for sure. All right. This is a loud. Oh, never mind. Test. I'm on the soundboard.
Check.
You just like to hear your own voice, don't
I
you?
just start clicking shit when I get frustrated. All right. So, Chewy, you have any questions for Lurch? We're getting close, guys. We just wanted to make sure we cover everything here. You have any questions for Lurch?
No, I don't think so.
All right. So with that said, let's talk about the warranty real quick, the new Harley warranties, because it was explained to you, and there's a very little price difference between the 3 and 5. Can you cut that down, break it down a little bit, Lurch?
Yeah, on my...
I mean, that's not the as best you can.
Yeah. They don't do a 7-year anymore like we used to get.
The last time I got a 7-year unlimited miles was on my 05 Wide Glide.
Yeah, and I had one on my 06. They do up to a 5-year, and looking at the difference in price between the 3-year and the 5-year, it was about $6 a month in the overall payment, and I was doing 0.99% financing on 5 years. My finance charges for 5 years is $780.
That's awesome.
But
that's a hell of a deal.
But my payments are kind of steep because I didn't do like some guys, do a 6, 7. You can do sometimes you can do like up to an 8-year loan and make that payment a little bit more comfortable.
Cow.
Yeah, but the problem is you pay more in interest. But
that's what I'm saying. That's
with that 9.99, they were only going to let me go out 5 years. So I talked to Mrs. Lurch and I said, "Are you willing to make a little bit bigger payment, get this thing paid off quickly, and pay less in financing?" Which, in the overall scheme of things, means I pay less for the bike.
Right.
A lot of people just think about what's my monthly payment.
That's the American dream.
But
freaking American dream. What's my payment?
But and at 21, that was my thought too. But now at 40. Almost 41, I started thinking, okay, I can afford a bigger payment, and this saves me a lot of money in the long run. So, but the difference was not a big difference between the 3-year and the 5-year unlimited, and so I went with the 5-year. It cost me about, I think it was like $6 a month. So to me, it was worth it because I've got a 5-year loan. It'd be nice to have it covered for that 5 years, and in all reality, I'm probably going to buy a new one in 5 years. So it'll be nice to have it covered that whole time.
Yep, absolutely. You can ride it like you stole it.
Yeah,
we do most of our own work here at Law Abiding Biker Media, but for the things where some freak accident where a tranny goes bad, you can just say, I need a new tranny.
Yeah, I was just joking with JR, and he goes, "You know how to break it in, the service and everything." Oh, yeah. I said, "I'm going to ride it like I stole it." What? He looked at me all concerned. I said, "I'm just kidding, JR. I know how to break it in. Don't worry about it, buddy."
Yeah, we break them in our own way.
Properly, I follow all the
because we've talked to we've talked to Harley mechanics, and there's what the dealer tells you and what dealer mechanics, and then when they're not at the dealership, they'll tell you how to really break it in.
Mm-hmm.
And that's ride the shit out of it.
Well, you may do that. Since I'm being recorded, I'll be breaking it in. Breaking it in according to the manufacturer's specifications.
Absolutely.
Oh, bull crap, dude.
Following the rules.
Yeah, right. All right. So with that, let's talk about some of the projects that we're going to do on it, Lurch.
One thing we didn't cover is how I wheeled and dealed.
Oh, let's talk.
Let's
talk.
There's not a lot of wheeling and dealing you can do on a Harley. The price is the price.
True, about $500.
Most of them are right around the manufacturer's, recommended
MSRP.
Yeah, manufacturer sales
suggested retail price.
Thank you, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So
you got it.
They're all right around. They're all right around there, but there are things like setup fees and destination fees. I did notice that their setup fee was a little bit higher down there than our local one. There you can wheel and deal right there on the setup fee. Sometimes on the warranties and things like that, you can get a little cheaper. Most people try to get a deal on parts, and that's what I started out doing. I was trying to get a little bit of a price break on the parts because the truth is if you don't give me at least a 10% discount on the parts, I'm just not going to order them. I can order them, through one of our affiliates and not pay any taxes and get it cheaper. So why would I buy it there? Some people, unless you're financing and have to finance it as part of the bike.
Right.
So I was looking at trying to get a bit of a discount on my parts when I buy them with my bike. the parts manager was not in, and they have two different departments there, and you got to get the okay from the parts manager. So Sean, being a good stand-up dude, understood that I needed a little bit of a break. I mean, make this major purchase feel a little bit better for me. So he gave me, I won't go into the details, but he gave me a bit of a discount on the warranty and on the setup fee. So he made it right. I appreciate that, Sean.
Hell yeah.
That's
And
nice.
that's where you, like you say, we've talked about in the past, it's in the parts and the, a little give here is where the local dealerships can give. They're not going to give on the price of the bike. And with that said, I got to read this funny shit in the chat room. Go ahead.
And they gave me a helmet and a t-shirt,
Yeah,
for
right.
buying a new bike.
Exactly. The total.
My wife got the shirt because we had to drag her butt all the way down there.
And the $5 helmet.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like an $80 value.
Oh, yeah.
But they would have gave me a $40 credit. I said, just give it to me.
like-
I'll add it to it'll be my spare.
Straight from Kmart. Dude, it's like a bicycle. I think my freaking daughter's bicycle helmet's stronger than that thing.
Yeah, still the thought.
No,
give me
it
a bike.
is, it
Give
is.
me
I'm
a
just
helmet,
teasing.
give me a t-shirt. But my wife was on the old bike. She was on the financing for the old bike, so she had to come down there and sign the release.
Oh yeah, dude. That was the old.
I financed the new one just under my name, so
That's all I heard.
Won't have to run into that problem again.
Because she had to drive an hour down. We weren't expecting
That
that.
sucks.
That's all I heard in my head. I was just standing going, oh yeah, Lurch, I don't know how you're going to do that one. But trooper, frickin'
She's a good woman.
nutted up and came down.
That's awesome.
However much she can nut up. I don't think she can nut up, but I got to read this, dude. This is funny. Of course, all these people are chatting with us live. If you're listening to this in podcast format, of course, it always goes out in that format, but we are live, guys, and it's a great experience because we're chatting with people here. Here's Big Daddy Kane. There is a reason why car dealers ask, do you have a trade-in and how much do you want your payment to be? They make money on selling you more car at a longer term. Plus finance kicks backs. All right. And then David Little says, bend over and take it. Big Daddy says, lube, please. David Little says that costs extra.
Oh no, Sean did ask me what I was comfortable with on my payment.
Right. Oh yeah, that's the typical. That's no different than a car dealer.
That's funny. I don't care how much I spend, but
it's the American
if
dream.
You get my payment here, bam.
And you know what? It's true. That's how a lot of people. You know what? It is what it is.
I think that's because we can convince our wives.
Well, you can convince in your mind.
You know what, baby? If I, we can afford $200 a month or $250.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
How much is a bike? It doesn't matter. $250 a month.
Yeah, don't worry about it. 15 years, $250 a month. 90% interest. Don't worry about it. Lurch, let's talk about
projects.
Yep, let's talk about some of and we'll probably take it out from there.
Okay.
Let's talk about some of the projects that we are going to plan on doing. And of course, everything we're talking about, we'll film.
Yep.
And we'll put it out.
Some of the stuff we're going to be doing to it, we've already filmed, like putting FB3 on it.
Right, we're going to do that.
And putting the 4-point docking hardware. I mean, there's a lot I'm going to be doing to it that's already been filmed, but some of the stuff that hasn't been filmed because it's specific to a Road Glide is doing a handlebar job.
Yep. A hand job?
A handlebar job.
Did you hear that, Chewy?
Hand job.
Chewy.
I could use a hand job right now.
When you two are done jacking each other off, the clamps, they don't neck down the clamps. Handlebar clamps are 1.25 inches. So the handlebars on this 2015 Road Glide do not neck down to 1 inch. That's the industry standard, is 1 inch. And so there is a couple companies that make aftermarket clamps, and I thought I was going to have to go that route, but I've actually found, you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So that if the bars that do neck it down, and what we're talking about is your bars are 1.25 inches, and then when they go down into the clamp where it actually holds them secure, most bars like stock Harleys will neck down to 1 inch. And so they're basically machined down to 1 inch. And what you're saying is yours are true. They're not at all machined down.
No,
the whole damn thing is 1 inch.
They're 1.25 inches.
Or sorry,
all the way
1.25 inches, yeah.
The 1 inch is kind of the industry standard, and then several years ago, people started making the fat bars, the big chunky bars.
They're more popular now.
Right, so they had to neck them up, but the industry standard was 1 inch, so that's what they've kept those risers at.
Yep.
So now on this 2015, they put 1.25 inch bars on it, but they didn't neck them down, so you got 1.25 inch clamps. And there's a couple different companies you can get on the internet and search them out that make clamps. They run about $100, $110. you can replace the clamp setup so that you can put any bar you want on there.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So that you're not.
And I might go that route because I kind of want to put bagger bars on it.
Right.
Because I do like the shape of them, the bend of them, but I haven't found any bagger bars that aren't 1 1/4 all the way through. I'm finding some made specifically for the Road Glide that will be 1 1/4. I wouldn't have to change the clamp. So I've got to think about it, and we may do it. We may do a job where we change those clamps. We may not. But be aware that it's 1 1/4 all the way through. I found at least 3 different companies. Just doing it. Google search 2015 Road Glide bars. You'll find some different companies that make them 1 1/4 all the way through. So we're going to do a handlebar job on it. It's less intrusive. We don't have to drop a fairing all the way down. We literally just have to take the ignition off, take the plastic and the gauges off around the handlebar, and boom, it's all there.
Nice.
The clamps are there. The plugins are there. I mean, it's gonna
Beautiful.
And you through my research, we're gonna have to verify it. So don't go out and buy 13-inch bars and then call me a liar.
Yeah.
Because wait until we do it ourselves. But through my research, it looks like you can put up to a 13-inch bar on there and not change any of the wiring and not change any of the brake lines.
Not have to extend it.
That's according to one company and according to my internet search. Again, please let us do the job and verify that before you call me a liar. But it looks like all we got to do is bars. How sweet would that be to just buy a set of bars, put them on there, and not have to exchange anything?
No doubt.
So we'll be filming that. And then we also got a little deal going with Vance and Hines. We're going to throw an FP3 on it. We're going to put a VO2 naked intake on it. And if you don't know what that is, it's basically a stage 1 intake that uses the stock cover.
Yeah, so you keep that nice stock 103, that new forced air kind of deal.
Mm-hmm. And it's got a
open
setup
up the back of it.
Exactly. And it's got a setup inside of that vortexes the air. If that
You open up the backside lurch.
Yeah, you just open up that back spine and
just spread it.
What you said. And then I'm going to be putting some Titan OS 450 slip-ons on it.
Yes.
So we'll be doing some blogs, vlogs, and video installations on that.
We've already done the hog tunes on mine. If you go to lawabidingbiker.com/hogtunes, it's a complete tutorial video on how to install hog tunes amp and speakers on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle, and we're not sure. We're reaching out. Might try a different system to put on that so we can have another video.
Yeah, that's another thing. When I test rode that bike, I couldn't hear the speakers at all because of the wind turbulence. I can hear them a lot better now with that. That Clockwork fairing, because I don't have that turbulence, that wind blowing right by my ears, so I can hear it better. But still, I mean, at freeway speeds, you can hear them, but they're not great.
Typical.
Yeah, so they're going to definitely need an upgrade. So we're reaching out to some different companies. We want to try and find a different one to review. So give us a little while because
we got a lot of projects.
We got a lot of projects, and we're reaching out. And we're waiting for some feedback and some answers from some different companies.
And of course, we already have our 2 handlebar videos, which is lawabidingbiker.com/Harley handlebars, a fairing bike and a non-fairing. So it's already over there. All we're going to do with your bike is add an additional video file to both of those videos, because the only difference is how to access them. Everything else is exactly the same. So those will just be additional files if you've already purchased, or if you're a future purchaser of either our handlebar fairing video or our handlebar non-fairing video.
We're going to put heated grips on it.
Yes.
Here's something I learned. We were discussing this at dinner. So we've had different people say that they've bought heated grips that were set up for internal wiring. Well, which the right side always is, the throttle side. Throttle side always is, but the clutch side is not. It's set up to go out and around. When we did Big Daddy's bike, his was all internal. What I found out from the dealership down there, the parts manager, is that if you order the stock OEM heated grips, the plastic, all black plastic ones that are designed,
cheap ones,
the ugly cheap ones that are designed for the Electric Glide and some of the CVOs, those are internally wired, but you have to go with that black plastic. I ordered the Willie G's, and they're externally wired.
I have.
Yeah, so
which you can't even see mine anyways. It's a touring bike.
We did yours the way it was designed to go and how the instructions were. With the Road Glide, the fairing's not there to hide that, so you would see it a little bit more. So I'm going to take a look at my controls. We might be doing a little modification on that thing and hiding that wire up inside there so it's not pinched. And I think we'll add that as an additional
video file to our heated grips
If you
video.
decide to take a Dremel tool to your control cluster, that's on you, but
Yeah.
I got to take some look at and see if it's even possible. We might be able to figure out a way to route those through there without it being around the outside.
Because we were looking at it on Chewy's bike when we did that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to get our heated grips video, lawabidingbiker.com/Harley heated grips, everything you need to know to install heated grips on your Harley-Davidson motorcycle. And this would just be an additional file, kind of a little tip trick if you want to get around and get
if it's possible.
If it's possible.
I got to look in there.
If not, we'll still do an additional video on it.
Sure.
Because just a little bit different bike. But everything's pretty much the same. Where we tie into power and stuff will be, right? That's the only difference is where we tie into power.
Yeah.
So we'll probably
on the Road Glide, it's beautiful. It's all right in there behind the speedometer and the.
See, so we'll just do that part and add that as an additional file. So good. All right.
And we're still going to do a video on how to take that front fairing off because it's a little more in depth than just taking 4 screws out.
Good. And that'll be a free video.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely. Very good. All right. Anything else do you want to, before we close out here, Chewy, you got any questions?
Not at all.
God, there's so much we could talk about, guys, but we're already at, look at that.
Could go on
1.5 hours. So that's good.
Perfect.
But the audience called for it. So we're not going to hold back. We're going to give you guys the content. And, all right, Lurch, anything else at all, dude, on that thing?
I'm happy with it.
Beautiful bike, dude.
It is.
It's a good looking bike. And, I just had to grow into the look of that fairing. That was my biggest drawback was I love the look of that batwing fairing.
Yep.
It's a beautiful bike, but for a big dude like me, that Road Glide offers a little bit more comfort. I could sit upright and in a more proper riding position.
I do have one question. You say that, how's the lighting though when you go around a curve at night?
It's fine. It's just the headlight doesn't turn with
right. Good question.
But it's got dual LED day makers on it, and it floods the road really well. I mean,
that's one of the bitches is what Chewy's talking about.
I was going to say if you're going around a curve, it would seem like it would stay.
Yeah, because your fairing's fixed.
Let me ask you this.
It's not turning with you. And so a lot of guys bitch about that with the Road Glide. That I'm not saying a lot of guys bitch, but it's a concern that's often brought up and we've been asked about it via email.
How much do you really think your front fairing turns when you're taking a corner?
It doesn't. And that's what I was getting
Very
to.
little, if any.
Not at speed because...
Not at speed.
Because,
the bike itself wants to stay upright and stay straight.
Yes.
When you're taking a right-hand corner and you're pushing that right-hand handlebar down, you're pushing the bike outside. It doesn't really turn much, if anything. Now, in a parking lot or something like that,
low-speed maneuvers is where it will get you.
It will. And that's the difference is in a parking lot and in low-speed maneuvers. That does take some getting used to. But at high speed on the freeway or on a county road, a city road, going around corners, you don't notice at all. Plus, if anything, it's a bit better because now it has 2
Daymaker
LEDs, and on high beam, those things are bright.
Yeah, I bet it is because you got 2 opposed to the 1 on a Street Glide, and they're the Daymakers, which are very, very, very bright headlights. So
that is a common question, though. Guys are wondering what it's like to ride without that turning, but it's just in the parking lots and when you're moving, doing slow maneuvers.
Yep.
Cool.
Roger that, man. Great episode. Don't you guys think?
Yeah, it was fun. Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah, a lot of chat.
Yeah, it was
a lot
great.
of guys in the chat.
Fun time.
Thanks everybody for being in the chat room. Thanks for sticking with us. And like I said, we've got a lot of feedback that guys are like, we don't care if you go longer. It's always been a concern of ours. So we're just going to keep coming at you with the content. If we got stuff to finish, by God, we're going to finish it. Like Lurch says, you can just pick it back up the next time you're mowing the lawn or a lot of guys listen to us on the commute and stuff like that. So what should we do for our call to action? I'm thinking right here, guys. You want to support us, Bikeaholics? That's right. We have a dedicated affiliate banner page. You've heard us talk about it. Support us. Anytime you're going to buy something motorcycle related, just go. You don't have to remember any links except this: lawabidingbiker.com/banners. BANNERS. That is a page where it has all our affiliate banners, different motorcycle stores, and all that kind of stuff. No additional cost to you. We do get a small commission for each sale if you buy something after clicking through. All you got to do is click one of the banners on that page, and if you do make a purchase after that, of course, like I say, we get a small commission. It helps us out. Pretty much all the major stores are on there, all the major motorcycle online stores, that kind of stuff. So again, lawabidingbiker.com/banners, and just bookmark it as Lab Banners or in your web browser or something, so that every time you go to shop for motorcycle stuff, you're hitting that. Don't forget Amazon's on there and Revzilla and Motorcycle Superstore and all that stuff, guys. All those big stores. Don't forget, where can they leave us a voicemail, Chewy? Get involved here. You were so quiet on this one. He has no clue. All right. You can leave us an internet voicemail from anywhere in the world, lawabidingbiker.com/voicemail, right from your computer microphone, or you can hit and you can call us right at the the Lab Podcast hotline phone number. What is it, Chewy?
It's 509-731-3540.
You just saved yourself. All right. Or you can email us at lawabidingbiker.com/contact/contact. Our voicemail and email and everything's over there. All right, guys. Thanks. Appreciate you being here.
Hasta la vista.
Any final words of wisdom? Keep the rubber side down.
And the shiny side up.
See you guys.